Hi everyone. So I just on Friday I got these nails. And my cat absolutely loves them. She absolutely loves them. Yeah, she loves them. Look at it. Yeah. I haven't had long nails like this since when I went to prom, which was a long time ago. And there's actually a whole entire story for that, so I am going to tell you that story. So I invited a friend, well, I thought she was a friend, from school to my prom. And the last minute, she ended up basically saying that she couldn't go because she was afraid of being around a bunch of strange people. Uh, so yeah. But before that, we actually went to this really cool place. I forgot what it was, but it was somewhere back like in like Seattle, and um we had like Mexican food and stuff like that. And the best time to try on any kind of dress for any kind of big or special occasion is after you eat food because you get that nice baby in your belly. So it's definitely gonna be an accurate fit when you try on something. So yeah, but actually you should just like let the food baby pass through your belly before you do anything like that. But we ended up going to like this one thing. I think it was like a trailer or something like that. Um, and this woman had like a bunch of stuff that was actually on a on a runway. And I saw this like really pretty kind of like 90s looking dress, and it didn't have puffy sleeves or anything like that. But it was just like it was a sleeveless a kind of like puffy dress that had like the tulle underneath it to make it puff out. And so I tried it on. Of course, we ate, so it didn't exactly fit, but I really wanted it, so I ended up getting it. And then my mom. And so then I went to like a place to fit it, and since I no longer have my food baby, it actually kind of fit not too bad. I had to put like extra panels in to help it fit. And the thing is, when I went to like try it on again, my mom was on a diet. We all lost weight. And the guy like, asked me like, "Are you planning on losing any more weight?" I was like, "No, I wasn't even planning on losing weight in the first place." Um, so yeah, so I really loved my dress. It was really pretty. I was gonna wear my lace like fingerless gloves to go with it, but whenever I find one, I lose the other. So I only had one. The teachers loved that. They thought I was doing like a whole entire Michael Jackson thing with like the you know dress and stuff like with like the puffy dress and stuff like that. But really, it was just like because I only had one glove. And so yeah. And then so we went to like this one place to do my nails, and the ladies that did it, they ended up like really like beating up my nails and stuff like that. It was not a fun experience. Um, so yeah. And then like I tried to like I told us like one girl what I wanted to do with my nails, and then they end up having someone else do my nails. So yeah, so and since they like talk like speaking a different language, you don't those like when you're like that, you don't know if they're like talking about you or if they're talking about something else or someone else. So that's kind of like, oh. But yeah, they finished my nails, but I wanted like you know something to the nails too, and they had to like get the stuff like get the stuff off just so they can like put that on and then had to reapply the stuff. And I'm pretty sure they were talking about that. And then, so that was experience in itself. And then my mom did my hair, my makeup, and I wanted like to do like my hair like basically like how all like the girls were doing their hair. But my mom decided to make it puffy, and it's like, Mom, I don't want puffy hair, so she had to make it not as puffy curly and stuff like that. And so yeah, but since my friend bailed out in the last minute, I ended up like writing my sister because she ended up not um doing the whole entire high school thing. She got her GED instead, so she didn't get to go to prom. So this thought would be like a nice thing to do. And then I found out later that the guy that I had a crush on since childhood would have been more than happy to have gone with me to my prom. Um, so yeah. So missed opportunity there. Um, there's a guy that did a video about saying that, oh, I ended up like years later telling him that I had like a huge crush on him and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I didn't know that, and then he stopped talking to me like right after that. So that was great. Um, but yeah, so that was a whole entire thing. And then so me, usually like parents take a bunch of pictures of the kids for like prom and stuff like that. My parents didn't do that. The only picture that I really had was when me and my sister were in the Uber. Because we decided to do an Uber instead of a limo. Because like everyone's doing like the prom thing is like, oh, you have to have a limo, which I think is kind of like a bit of a cliche in my opinion. Is doing that, but that's just my opinion. But so yeah. And then my sister took a picture of us in the back of it, and it actually turned out like really nice. And she posted it on like a social and stuff like that. And then so we went to the Cheesecake Factory. We had food there. We just basically had appetizers. We didn't really have like any food. And then we got cheesecake to go. And then we took the Uber to the place where the prom was, and it was like in this like in Seattle, and this like big like tower and stuff like that. And I'm not really a fan of like heights and stuff like that, so that was great. We went to get like our pictures taken, and my sister did tell my parents it's most likely that they would want cash, which they did, and they didn't accept credit cards. So we ended up, so the people that were at the prom like, oh, there's a bank um not too far from here. You can use eight you know a machine there to be able to do it, and we weren't able to. We ended up like meeting like this nice guy that seemed to be really into my sister, and he followed us back to the there, and he followed us back to the where the prom was at. And we were in the elevator, and him and it seemed like my sister and him hit it off, but they didn't end up hitting it off in the end. And so one of the people actually walked in the building, let us be like in like an off limits at that time place to be able to use AT&T to get the money. So we got the money, and we like of course we like waited in line and stuff like that. And when we was on the person who took the picture, they didn't really care if you were looking at the camera or not. And I swore I thought I was looking at the camera until I actually saw the pictures when I got them at school. And it's like, well, what could have been a nice picture is an awful picture because I wasn't even looking at the fucking camera. So yeah, so I'm actually happy that my sister took a picture of us in the Uber because we did take the Uber back to the prom. And so then we actually went to the prom. But the thing is, so the day before the prom, I decided to shave my legs. I made the horrible idea of using my dad's razor to shave my legs. And so the back of like one of my ankles, I accidentally scratched it with the razor. And by the time like we had to go to prom, it wasn't fully healed. So we were just like sitting there, and eventually um, we ended up dancing. But the people that we ended up sitting next to was someone that I actually met at the school, and she's really nice. And the person that she had as a prom date was someone that I went on the bus with, introduced me to. Um, because they were friends with that, and they're like, "Oh, like that's your type of guy that you like." Well, I know someone who's like that. So he was like the type of guy, like he was like Native American, which I was like really into at the time. But at the same time, he wasn't exactly the type of guy that I liked, which is he was like kind of like quiet and shy and awkward, and it was just like, oh, okay. Um, well, I was really happy to see those two together. That was great. And so we ended up dancing, and then someone actually backed up into me and stepped on the back of where I ended up scratching myself with the razor, so that wasn't fun. So I wasn't really having that great of a time, and I didn't even have a chance to like even see if I could have a great of a time because this is like, well, obviously not having a great of a time. My friends want to hang out, so we ended up basically leaving early. And then we just yeah, like we just drove, got away from I think my sister's friend, and we drove home, and that was it. But yeah, like the movies and TV shows, they like have like such big hype when it comes to like prom. It's like it's a night to remember. It's a big thing. Blah 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 blah. But it's like in reality, it's like it's more like when reality when you go to your prom, it's not that type of experience. It's not like oh, it's a you know. You go with like the perfect guy, and you guys dance and have a good time, and blah 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 blah. Like that's not what prom, at least in my experience, wasn't really like. If you guys have any like stories of like bad experiences with like your prom, junior prom, senior prom, it doesn't matter. It was senior prom, which was like the one that was like hyped up the most because it's like it's your last, dance all together as a, until you guys graduate and all go off and do your own thing and all that. But um, it really wasn't anything like that, at least for me. But if you guys have any stories about your experience with prom, good or bad, please leave it down in the comments. I'm only reason why I'm like, trying to avoid not actually showing my face in the camera because I don't have any makeup on or anything like that. But I will be doing a video later with like makeup on, and I have like an idea of what I want to do. I know if I'm gonna do it or not, but hopefully I will. But that is basically about it. But like, please just let me know. I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. It's so crazy how fast this year has gone by. Um, Even with like everything, it felt like it was kind of like, oh, it's taking forever for like this year to go by, and then like it finally just started like speeding up, and hopefully next year will be better than this year, and I hope that I be able to get a job and then get a place wherever I end up, where I ever walking because I don't know how to drive, so just be much more easy to commute. Definitely get a place where I can have my cat. I'm gonna see if I can get certified as a emotional support cat to make it a little bit easier to find a place to live because, well, not every place accepts animals. And then you had to pay like the expensive pet deposit and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, ugh, okay, fine. But yeah, I just hope that you guys had a decent enough year, and hopefully next year will be a lot better. But yeah, Nell is sleeping. She's very happy. She does love these nails, and Ty loves these nails too. I may not like them, but at least my animals like them, and that's all that matters, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, bye.